Hey everybody, this is Sully, 5 freaking onion rings. Remember back in the day when you were in kindergarten and people did show and tell? You thought it was the coolest thing ever because, like you had something to show and you got to tell about it. I love coffee. Like, I really, really do. Like, coffee is just a great drink. It doesn't ask anything from you other than absolute perfection, and it gives you absolute joy. Coffee's awesome. I love it. I will show off my daily coffee driver. Some people have these big fancy machines and some people get so persnickety. I like what I like and I like good coffee. I do roast my own bean. Whatever. I like to roast my coffee bean. And I like to grind mine. And I don't really care for most of the commercially bought coffee in the stores. And when I say I don't care for them, I mean I will only drink 10 or 12 cups of them a day if that's all that's available. When I get a chance, I like to do my own. And I thought I would show off my coffee grinder. Most people have the blade grinder that, and those are serviceable. When you grind coffee, it will go down to rock and dust size. And it will be it'll make coffee, but it'll be like cloudy and nasty and whatever. But when you upgrade, the grind becomes a perfectly same size uniform grind, and you can set your water temp and you can be happy. The other thing I have is an Aeropress. I got a metal filter for my Aeropress so I wouldn't be wasting paper filters. But Aeropress, you see them everywhere. These things are lightweight. They make really good coffee once you dial in your grind size. I was trying that with the blade grinders and I kept having a lot of trouble. So I went out and a long time ago I bought a burr grinder and it was okay, except it clogged all the time and it was nasty, and I paid like $100 for that thing. Never gave me what I thought it should give me. It did give me a consistent grind, but it was so much of a pain because it had a tiny chute on it. It clogged all the time. It took forever. It was horrible. So fast forward to a few weeks ago, I bought this manual grinder from Amazon. I paid $6.50 for this thing, and it is freaking amazing. And if you notice, I had to make a couple modifications. I'm going to show you that to make your manual grinder better if you ever go this way. It is a ceramic burr grinder, has ceramic burrs, and it makes perfect grind. I mean, this is the puck from this morning where I made espresso, and it's perfect. I actually saved my coffee grinds because they make really good skin exfoliant. So you can mix it with some olive oil and you get a good skin paste, and it tastes good. This is a manual grinder. All the cheap ones have the ceramic burr. It sits inside of this burr, and as you get closer, as you tighten the screw down, you set your burr size, your grind size, and you can go all the way to super fine, and I mean super fine, to the point that it is dust. It's good for Turkish coffee if you ever have that. One of the problems with these grinders is that the burr, this screw, this will come loose. So my first modification is to simply put a nut on the end of it. This is a standard size, a 10mm nut, standard threads, nothing special about it, and it fits pretty much every manual grinder that Amazon makes. And what that does is lock this in place. So now I can grind and grind and grind. If I didn't have that, I would probably use tape. You just want something to lock that piece, this adjustment piece, in place. Next, when you look inside your chamber where you load your beans in, there's a drive shaft holder. It's plastic. It goes all the way down inside, and it sits and holds the burr in place so that you don't have the burrs grinding against each other and they're only grinding beans. One of the problems you have is if you use a not fully roasted, like if you have a lighter roast coffee, those beans are harder. So as you're cranking this and you're chugging along, what will happen is that bean will get stuck in the burr and it will spin this whole transmission piece. And you'll feel it because your hand will warm up because it's instant friction of that plastic piece inside this stainless steel housing. That plastic piece will get loose over time, after grinding and grinding, and it will start to catch more often. And as it does, the entire piece rotates inside, so you won't be able to grind. So what I've done to fix that is simply get a hose clamp. In my case, I got 2 hose clamps because my one hose clamp was about 5mm too short to make it, so I had to use 2 hose clamps. Put it on the outside and just clamp it down. Once I did that, that inner casing is not moving. That transmission piece, it is not moving at all. And I haven't had any problems since then. So now I load my beans in, pop it on. Has a nice little handy dandy contraption. Has some extra beans in there. Has handy dandy contraption. Put it on. And if you want, you can manually grind. And this thing is slow, so manually grind all the way down until you get your beans out. For a normal 1 cup, you might be grinding for 5 minutes. Maybe not that long, but you'll grind for a bit. So, my third modification, power. Because you don't want to sit there, because you are a smart person, you don't want to sit there and grind for 5 minutes for 1 cup of coffee. You might. And some days I actually do. If I'm working, yeah, I'm probably going to grind for 5 minutes. Bammo. You can do it in about 30 seconds. And it's awesome. It's really cool. The good thing about it, too, is you now have a power grinder. Which, when I was looking, a ceramic grinder with the manual control, it's almost 80 bucks. And for 80 bucks, I can buy a cordless drill and a manual thing. And probably, if I'm checking on slick deals, I can buy the Aeropress. So yeah, I could buy actually the Aeropress, which is about $30, $8 for this. So I'm at $40. That leaves me 40 bucks to find power drill. So now I have a coffee grinder, which I love. I got some beans. See, coffee bean. I can pop this on. A little bit extra for good luck. I got that much powder from 10 seconds of grinding. We can't have that. Haha. A lot more. So I would say it's a lot faster. So if you're keeping track, 3 modifications. There's a lock nut. It's a 10mm nut. Just screws right on. This type of nut fits every version from Amazon. They're all made the same. I've got links down below. They're all made the same. Literally buy the cheapest one. Save yourself the money. Because if you don't like it, you're out $6 to $8. Number 2, put a ring clamp around. Make sure it goes into that plastic piece. Make sure you're gripping that tightly. After that, buy yourself a power drill. Clamps right on. Because nobody has enough time to manually grind all that. See that? That's it for today. That is my razzle dazzle. Hope you enjoyed it. That are my coffee tips for today. I do recommend the Aeropress just because it's so easy to make coffee in this thing. Even up to espresso, but it's not really espresso. It's more of like really strong coffee. But up to 1 billion different recipes and ways to make coffee with this thing. Get yourself a manual grinder so you will get the perfect size grinder. Just believe me when I say a burr grinder is so much better than a blade grinder. When I saw how this was made, I thought I can make that better, and I can make a good burr grinder out of a very cheap burr grinder, and I like it, so I'm sharing it with you. And got me some good coffee. Hope y'all enjoy this weather. I am almost there for donating hair since I haven't had to go into the office, but that's going to do it for today. Hope y'all have a good time. Love y'all all. Take care. Be good. Be good at it.